Hey YouTube, Adam here. I wanted to do a video today about this open frame ITX case that I found on eBay. I've been looking for something to be a test workbench for a Linux machine that can do G-parted, that I can flash firmware on HBAs, that sort of stuff. And I found this on eBay. It's a pretty excellent solution. It's sturdy. It was somewhat easy to put together. The instructions aren't the best. It was shipped from China. The instructions were reasonably good. We're going to take a look at this. I'm going to pull the motherboard off of here and replace the cooling system on here with something a little less big. This is just a MSI H81I motherboard. I have a Pentium, I believe it's a G3220 processor. It's just a simple machine that's meant to be able to do any rescues on hard disks, like I said, firmware updates for PCIe devices, that sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and strip some of this stuff off. I want to do some better cable management because it's a horrific mess, and kind of show the frame here without so much stuff on it. Alright, so this is the case, so to speak, stripped down. This is where the hard disks mount. There's an acrylic piece here where power supply mounts with a couple screws. It has a bracket of sorts that you can put a dual slot GPU, single slot PCIe card. The standoffs, this one's not attached right now very well. Need to tighten that down. But the standoffs go here. Why is there's an extra one? There's just an extra one there. Huh. I guess I put an extra one in. But anyway, the standoffs are basically positioned correctly now. I probably should have put some Loctite on these standoffs so that they don't work themselves loose, because they're actually a little complex to get to. You have to undo these screws and then slide the thing out and put it back in. So if that were to come undone, it would be kind of annoying to deal with. One of the other annoyances I had with this was these plastic end caps really don't stay on well, at least on mine. It's just rough aluminum here on the edge, and it's kind of sharp, so I ended up using some epoxy to glue those on. We got some feet, more acrylic pieces. The acrylic pieces are kind of the only thing I don't like on this. I feel like it's definitely a weak point, especially the one for the PSU, because it's just kind of a lot of weight hanging on a piece of acrylic here. But there is a bracket here that helps support that weight. So the other weakness I found with this is it comes with, actually let me get the motherboard here and you can kind of see, it comes with these LEDs and switches. They have very short cables, which is kind of convenient, but I wish there was somewhere I could mount them on here. I'm going to have to try to figure something like that out. I'm not going to be swapping this board in and out. This is pretty much just going to live here. The reason I want the open case is so that I can put cards in easily without having to open a case, switch drives, that sort of stuff. Just for easy access, basically. And this is not a sponsored video. I purchased this with my own money, but it's a decent quality case. I'm very happy with it. They make this in MATX and full ATX versions as well. I'm kind of considering buying an ATX one. I will have a link to the seller that I purchased this from on the description of this video. Like I said, I'm not sponsored. This was purchased myself, but I just want to let you know where I got this because it's a known good source. And I'm going to put the machine back, get the wiring managed a little better, and we'll see what she looks like all put together again. Okay, I got this thing tidied up well enough. The cables are all bunched up here. There's no good place to hide them. I guess you could try to run them underneath. There's not very much clearance underneath, so I'm just going to call it good. I put a stock Intel cooler on here because the other one was ridiculously large for just a Pentium. And see if, I don't remember which one of these is the power button. Alright, see if she can boot up here. Alright, so we're going to boot into Ubuntu here just to verify everything is still working. This does have a LAN connection. It should be good to go. It's on a 7200 RPM Western Digital blue hard drive of 500 gigabytes. So it's not going to be the fastest thing in the world, but this is really like a once in a while machine. I swapped out the memory that was 8 gigabytes of DDR3. I swapped that out for just 2, I believe, because again, it's not really all that important. It's just for rescue and stuff like that. Go ahead and log in here. So it's a functional machine. We have gparted installed. We'll probably put some backup utilities. I mean, you can just use the terminal to do most things on Linux, so there's really not much need for a lot of applications. And you can see here, there's our drive, and let's see, settings. So we have a Pentium G3258 at 3.2 gigahertz. It's a dual core system, and 1.8 gigabytes. So yeah, 2 gigabytes of memory. So she's all good and up and running. I just wanted to give my thoughts on this case, if you could call it that. I do enjoy it. It was relatively easy to put together. I will probably make a few more modifications to it. I think I'm going to try to figure out a way to mount switches and LEDs somewhere on the case just so that it's a little bit nicer. Like I said, I'm not going to be swapping things in and out, so having the things easily detachable like they are isn't really very important. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. It was about $40 shipped. It took a couple weeks to get here because it had to go through customs and all of that stuff. But I will probably, like I said, be buying the ATX version of this at some point in the future as well as another bench system. And that's about all I had for today. So thanks guys for watching, and I will see you with a longer video later.